Can't get enough of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing? Download the Star Boxing TV app or check out our Roku channel to watch exclusive content and classic fights. Every punch, every knockout, every screen. The Star Boxing TV app gives you exclusive access to every moment of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Available on Apple, Android, and Roku. Just search Star Boxing to get in the ring.
All right, getting ready for our next bout here in Yonkers. Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal along with the commissioner, Randy Gordon. And we're going to be looking at a 4-round light heavyweight bout. James Harris and a very highly touted amateur, Aneudi Santos. And Randy, he's a fighter you know something a little bit about, Santos.
Yep, Santos is 1999 Golden Glove champion. He incredibly lost in the finals this year. I still can't understand how he dropped the decision. And that was the time he decided, you know what? I'm turning professional. He has all the moves. He's got not fantastic power, but good power. But he's got incredible moves for such a young man.
Likes to be called just plain Santos. And I think that's a lot of that has to do with the fact that Aneudi, very difficult Spanish name to pronounce. He was giving me fits in yesterday's pre-fight interview. And he says, everybody just calls me Santos. Let's go with that. From Hempstead, Long Island. Goes to Hofstra University. The sophomore there.
Loaded with charisma. This kid really, if he can fight, he's going to be a star.
He's a community health major and a fighter originally out of the Virgin Islands. Making his way to the ring right now is James Harris. He's got his own story. Started off his pro career, and his brother passed away from cirrhosis of the liver, and he just quit boxing. He was devastated by that, but said that in the memory of his brother, he's returned to the ring. And here he is. After a 4-year layoff, he came back in May of this year, lost a 6-round decision to Quinn Jenkins, but looking to even up his record tonight against the pro debut of Aneudi Santos. Now for our official introductions, let's go up to our ring announcer, Dean Stone.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout of the evening is scheduled for 4 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Mike Ortega. Introducing first, in the blue corner, wearing black and gold, weighing in at 171 3/4 pounds. He is making his professional debut this evening and is coming from Hempstead to New York to do just that. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Aneudi Santos. His opponent across the ring in the red corner, wearing white and black, weighs in at 173 pounds. His professional record, 1 victory with 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Bronx, New York, presenting James Alexander Harris.
Referee Mike Ortega, and as always, compelled to tell you, the son of the great welterweight, probably would have held 3 or 4 titles today if he was boxing in today's market, Gaspar Ortega. It's always great to see him. He shows up at a lot of the fights, both here in New York and in Connecticut. Looks terrific. Lives up in New Haven, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they both live in, I believe, in that area. And Mike is an exceptional referee and getting better every time he steps in the ring. I really like his work.
All right, this is scheduled for 4 rounds. Harris told me yesterday, Randy, that he came down from 213 pounds to weigh in today at 173 for this fight. He put on all that weight in the 4-year layoff.
That's just incredible to put on that kind of weight and then take it off and look as good, actually, as he does right now.
Santos only 19 years of age, Harris 31. And I would say that both right now, they're both in totally different sets of circumstances.
I want you to watch Santos. I mean, I've seen so much of him in the gym. I've trained fighters, I've had spar with him, and I'm amazed every time he works.
I asked him, I said, what do you think the big differences are going to be as you turn pro? And it was the obvious, typical answers, you know, no headgear, no shirt, lighter gloves. I said, did you spar without the headgear in the gym? And he said, no. And I never understand that. I don't know why you wouldn't want to know what that's going to feel like.
You know, Mike Tyson once told me about that. He said, how could you spar all the time with headgear and then get in the ring? A lot of times Tyson used to, anyway, get in the ring when we used to have public workouts. I used to watch him all the time. And he never used a head guard. Once in a while, if he got a little scratch or something, then he'd put a head guard on.
One advantage that Harris might have in this fight if he goes into the deep water in a 4-rounder, meaning the 3rd round,
right,
is that he's been 6 rounds. And of course, you know, Santos hasn't been 1 yet.
I don't think it's really going to matter. I think talent is what's going to matter. I want you to watch the left hand of Santos. Whether it's a jab or a hook, he throws it very quick, and the hook is short.
All his punches are short. Nice right on the inside, nice left on the inside by Santos. Harris, though, a well-schooled boxer. Not an easy first fight for Santos. Santos lunging in right there, and Harris bending down at the waist, Randy, rather than answering it with his own punch. 2-inch height advantage, though, for Harris. He looks the bigger of the two in there right now. He looks like he's a real full-fledged light heavyweight. Santos says he's happy, though, with this weight. He thinks he could stay there throughout his pro career. Tries to drop a right in over the top, and Harris slips it and rolls nicely.
Just fell short with that one.
Harris has never been stopped in all of his 4 fights. So he's got a pretty decent chin, at least at this point. Santos looking to test it, though, with that big right hand.
Santos right now doing a little bit too much thinking. I'd like to see him fight the way he fights in the gym, and that's throw a lot more punches. He throws around 100 punches a round.
Well, he's got those butterflies, but he got off enough of those butterflies, in my opinion, to win his first round of his pro career. Stay with us. Second round, light heavyweights, black and gold. Aneudi Santos making his pro debut, and pretty good first round. Randy, you thought he was a little too pensive, though, against Harris.
I would have liked to have seen him throw more punches. I think if those butterflies disappear, you'll see him throw more punches, especially the left jab and left hook.
Oh, he's really trying to land that right hand and maybe head hunting a little bit too much.
And that's surprising because in the gym, he has been a vicious body puncher.
Well, right on cue, he just dropped a right to the left rib section.
Thanks, Mr. Santos.
And I think Harris is hot-dogging a little bit, but I think that's to cover up the air taken out of his body. Really nice body shot.
That was like well choreographed.
You guys work on that ahead of time?
We practice it. I didn't just say body shot. I said vicious body shot and whack. I love that.
He hasn't followed up on it, though. One thing, though, is like kind of admiring his work and taking a little time off here in the second. Allowing Harris to get not only back in the round, but establish that jab, because he's got that height and reach advantage.
As the great Gil Clancy once taught me, you make the guy miss, you make him pay for it. And especially if you land a good shot. Don't stand there and admire it. Do it again.
You see that a lot in fighters that just came out of the amateurs, though. They have this tendency to take a step back and admire their work. And that's what cost them knockouts. Oh, once again, going with that big right over the top. Harris slipping it nicely. Santos going to blow the belt, but Mike Ortega on the wrong side of the fighters to see it.
There you see that stinging jab of Santos. He just took one in return. Both guys have very hard jabs.
once again, now the right finally lands. And the legs go on James Harris. Very shaky there. I thought he was about to go down. Held on. Really nice. Once again, the right over the top.
That's some good schooling. You get hurt, you grab.
Came back with his own right hand lead and a good stiff left jab. James Harris, just when it looks like he's about to go down, coming back nicely here. Under 30 seconds to go here in the second. Not enough, though, to pull out the round for Harris.
They're talking to each other, jabbering away.
See who wins the battle of the jabbers. No pun intended. Okay, we're halfway gone in this 4-rounder. Santos has 2 pro rounds in the bank.
Hey, boxing fans, come out for live boxing. Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing presents Rockin' Fights. For ticket information, go to starboxing.com or ticketmaster.com. See some of the best young fighters. Star Boxing, Rockin' Fights, it's a knockout.
Second half of a scheduled 4-rounder, light heavyweights. One of them making his pro debut. That would be Mr. Santos over there. I'm going to get just to call him Santos, so that's why I'm doing that. But it's Aneudi Santos, of course. He's in the black and gold. White and black, that's James Harris. Nobody's been on the floor, but Harris very close to coming down as that big right hand finally landed for Santos near the end of the second, Randy.
Oh, that was a hard shot. I'm very impressed with Harris's chin. He took it well. I got to get Santos' name. You know, all the years I've known him now, and I asked him tonight, I said, please, pronounce it slow, the way you would like me to say it. And he said, Aneudi. Aneudi.
There's that L sound. There's an L sound that comes out from the EU because his name is spelled A-N-E-U-D-I.
Right.
And the EU makes an L sound when he says it.
But then, as he said, after he said Aneudi several times, he said, Randy, just call me Santos.
Same thing he said to me yesterday, and that's the way it's been. Right now, though, he's coming out a little slower here in the 3rd round than his pace in the first 2 and allowing James Harris to take command with a very good jab. Harris has a terrific jab when he lets it go.
They both do. I think that's the best shot that I like. They both have power, but I love those jabs.
Harris never stopped and has never stopped anybody. But has a terrific jab. Has a pretty good right-hand lead. The right-hand lead has caught Santos snapping a couple of times here. And so far, best minute of the fight for James Harris.
It's funny, whenever they're getting close.
Looking to get his first win since way back in June of '97 when he beat John Isola over 4 rounds.
That's incredible that it was that long ago that he had a win.
As we mentioned, took off time after the death of his brother, dedicating this fight and all of his fights to the memory.
That's a lot to fight with. You know, sometimes you've got to let, it's easy for me to say this, but sometimes you've got to let it go. Sometimes it's easy to say, I'm going to dedicate this, but then you're always fighting, it seems, for that purpose.
Right hand starts to land again for Santos. I agree with that, Randy, but, you know, got to do what you got to do. Yeah. And right now, he's got to win this round to stay even close to getting even in this fight, and he's allowing Santos back into the second half of this round. The first half controlled by James Harris.
You know, I'd like to say, too, that this is a tough fight for James to come back on.
Oh, and he just ate a big right, and you saw the legs go one more time. Showing a good chin right now because those legs buckled for the second time in the fight.
But on the other hand, for Santos to take this kind of fight in his pro debut against such a tough opponent, excellent matchmaking.
Well, kudos to Jim Borzell. Did Harris do enough to still hold on for this round? Coming up with the last round. Stay with us.
Can't get enough of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing? Download the Star Boxing TV app or check out our Roku channel to watch exclusive content and classic fights. Every punch, every knockout, every screen. The Star Boxing TV app gives you exclusive access to every moment of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Available on Apple, Android, and Roku. Just search Star Boxing to get in the ring.
Fourth and final round of the pro debut of Aneudi Santos. He's in the black and gold, black and white. That would be James Harris. Nobody's been on the floor. Buckled a couple of times, though, where it's Harris's legs from those big right hands of Santos. Randy, I still thought Harris did enough to pull out the third round. I thought he did more fighting. The bigger shots perhaps landed by Santos, but 29-28 nevertheless right now.
I was looking at that third round. I thought it was close. I thought that Santos pulled it out right at the end. So I've got Santos winning all 3 rounds, and I believe you've got him up 2-1.
Exactly. This is light heavyweight bout. Arnie Rosenthal along with the commissioner Randy Gordon coming to you tonight on the Star. Another sellout crowd here in Yonkers.
Now you got to wonder what both guys are thinking. James Harris, if he thinks he's down, has to be stepping on the gas here. Has to. Because if he lays back and loses this round, he will not win the fight.
And it shouldn't be, stamina shouldn't be an issue. As we mentioned, his last fight, he went the full 6 rounds, losing a decision to Quinn Jenkins. So he's been 6. Santos, though, not looking like a pro debut fighter in the 4th round. He's very fresh. And really teeing off right now. He's looking for that knockout. Smiles over at his corner, which includes veteran cutman Al Gavin.
Another veteran, Link Sanders. And his manager, Lorenzo de los Santos.
Right now, Santos showing a lot of poise and a terrific conditioning, Randy. He looks incredibly fresh here for the 4th round in the pro debut fight. Normally, you see a fighter in this situation, pro debut, his arms are at his side, he's holding on, and if he's ahead on points, he's dancing.
You know what I would do if I was his manager? Put him in 6 rounders from now on. He doesn't need 4 rounders anymore. 6, 6, 6. But of course, I'm not his manager.
Oh, nice right hand slips in there. Santos snapping for a second, and Harris taking advantage. 45 seconds to go in the fight. Harris not fighting like somebody who thinks he needs a knockout to win, Randy.
Now that surprises me. I really thought he would come out hard. Lost his footing for a second.
Big 4th round right now for Aneudi Santos. 2nd-year student at Hofstra University, went to Freeport High School. So he's an all Long Island guy. He's a community health major. Right now, he majors in beating James Harris, which at least unofficially in our cards, looks like he's done.
No one says New York more than fight promoter Joey DeGuardia. Joey, tell us about some of the venues that you have here in New York. We're up here at Yonkers, we're at Roseland. You're all over the place in New York.
Well, you know what? New York's a great fight town. It's a great town. And frankly, you know what? We're going to keep it here in New York. We travel around. We got shows in different places, but New York's always home.
Well, New York's home for a lot of your fighters. Vinny Matalone, you have Lou DeVal, you have Monty Barrett. In fact, Vinny Matalone just scored his 13th win. 13th charm for Vinny.
Great win. In fact, so great, it's hard to hear you right now. The crowd's just going wild. He brings him out. He's exciting. He's a fighter.
Everybody loves him. Monty Barrett just came off a couple of sweet victories. One against terrible Tim Witherspoon. And also, recently, Lou DeVal fought Bruno Gerard to a draw. Is there going to be a rematch there?
There definitely will be a rematch for DeVal Gerard. We're negotiating that now. The promoters are from France. We're negotiating to see whether we're going to make that fight here in the U.S. or in France. And it should take place within the next month or 2.
Well, wonderful. And we look forward to seeing Vinny again in the near future. Thanks a lot, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, we're back, and so's Dean Stone. He's got the numbers. Take it away, Dean.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing here at the Yonkers Raceway, Yonkers, New York, we go to the scorecard. All 3 judges, Jorge Colon, Chick Hill, and Julie Letterman, scoring 40-36 for your winner by unanimous decision, Aneudi Santos.
All right, Aneudi Santos pitching a shutout in his pro debut, judges seeing it the way Randy Gordon saw it. I guess maybe they thought my gift round in the third to James Harris was just that, a gift. But we're going to find out exactly what Santos thought of his performance, because he's with our Randy Gordon right now. Take it away, Randy.
We're walking him over here. Let's see, he's just ecstatic over here, getting his gloves off. I'm going to walk over to him if I can. Aneudi, get over here. Congratulations, buddy. How'd you feel in here tonight? Pro debut?
No, I feel good, you know, for my first profile, you know, from a lot of people in New York my whole time. I feel pretty good, you know. Hopefully, I did pretty good, but I could do better than that, you know, but we get ready for the next fight, you know.
There were a few times in the fight, I think in the third round, you nailed him with a solid shot. His legs turned to rubber. You went after him, but I think you were a little too wild.
Yeah, a little too wild, but, you know, my first pro fight, every fight you got to learn what your mistake, you know. We go to the gym, we work hard, and we come back. The next fight we do better, you know.
Where was the body punching tonight?
Well, you know, I don't know what happened, but next time we get there.
Okay, when are you going to have him back in the ring? Link? Remp?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Give him a shape.
Yeah. He'll be in the gym, and he'll take a couple of days off and right back in the gym.
I got to tell you something. One thing I loved, usually guys making their pro debut by the fourth round are burned out. They have nothing left. You were in there throwing, looking for that knockout. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good, you know. I came to fight. I came confident. My coach, they trained me real hard for this fight. We're 100% shape, and hopefully we go for a world championship, couple more fight.
His last name is Santos. You'll remember that name. His first name, Aneudi. You'll also remember that name. I think the kid is headed for greatness. Let's go back to more greatness at ringside in Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal.
Well, you're very kind, Randy. Thank you very much. And we'll be back with more boxing on the Star. Stay with us. We're swinging.
Please refrain from smoking